For decades, the UK was the global hub for millionaires. In 2022, the country was home to 23,076 ultra high net worth individuals. That's more than Japan, Italy, and even Switzerland. This proved to be extremely lucrative for the UK. The strategy was simple: offer high net worth individuals beneficial tax arrangements, attracting them to come and stay in the UK. In exchange, the country would enjoy millions of pounds of investment from these individuals while raising a healthy amount of extra tax money too. For decades now, ultra wealthy people from around the world have helped our government to balance the books. In 2024, the top 1% of UK earners alone paid over 29% of all income tax, allowing small businesses and working people to enjoy a lower tax burden than they otherwise might. But this could all be changing. In the last year alone, 12,000 millionaires left the UK. That's the second highest figure in the world. And the government is only making things worse. Their proposed scrapping of the non-dom tax status means that some foreign millionaires could be faced with a marginal tax rate of 67%. Our models estimate that within the next 5 years, over 500,000 millionaires will leave the country, spelling disaster for the UK's finances. All of this begs the question: why are so many millionaires leaving the UK, and where are they all going? Despite the UK's dreary weather, there was once a time when we were the global hotspot for millionaires. While you might enjoy more sunshine in Portugal or better views in Greece, the UK had a major advantage that no other country could replicate: world-leading finance. London wasn't just another financial hub, it was the financial hub. The city offered fast, flexible, and frictionless access to global capital. Unlike the red tape-heavy markets of Europe, the UK had a light-touch regulatory approach, low transaction costs, and a deep, liquid stock market that made moving money effortless. The FTSE, private equity firms, and a booming property market turned London into a wealth-creating machine, and high-net-worth individuals from around the world flocked in because of it. But in the last few decades, this has all begun to change. Until 2008, UK productivity grew roughly at the same pace as the US and the rest of Europe. This meant that, per hour, workers across the regions were more or less producing the same amount. But since 2008, the UK has totally stagnated. Productivity hasn't grown at all in the last 15 years, and it's killing the financial sector. Since the financial crisis, the FTSE 100, the UK's main stock index, has grown by about 30%. That doesn't sound too bad until you compare it to the US. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, measuring the 30 biggest companies in the US, has grown by over 200% since the 2008 Great Financial Crisis. Over the past 3 years, the American stock market has delivered the same return that the UK has achieved over 15 years. The UK's investment opportunities, which once attracted millionaires from around the world, have totally stagnated. With all that said, low productivity growth doesn't tell the whole story. Yes, it has crushed the very thing that made the UK so attractive in the first place. But the reality is, millionaires fleeing the country is a much newer phenomenon than 2008. This recent flight reveals an additional, more urgent trigger. In 2024, the government announced a radical policy to scrap a UK tax plan which had been available for more than 200 years, the non-dom status. This special tax law meant that foreign high net worth individuals could live in the UK without paying tax on foreign income, as long as it stayed outside of the UK. Now, to be clear, this didn't mean that non-doms didn't pay any tax at all. In 2024 alone, they contributed around £9 billion to the public purse. That's because they still pay UK taxes on things like income earned within the country, rental income, and dividends from UK business. Of course, paying billions in tax isn't the only benefit that non-doms bring. Surveys indicate that, on average, each non-dom has invested £118 million into the UK economy since arriving. This fuels business growth and boosts innovation, supporting everything from real estate development to cutting-edge startups. This capital creates jobs and funds essential services through increased spending and, of course, increases tax revenues too. But despite all of these benefits, the government is now looking to scrap the status. The new plan, outlined in the 2024 Finance Bill, would end the protections on their international profits. Currently, non-doms face a relatively light tax burden in the UK. That's why millions of them have chosen to come and stay here. But the new legislation would subject some non-doms to an effective tax rate of 67%, one of the highest in the world. And here's the problem: the ultra-wealthy just don't have to stay in the UK. From Portugal to Singapore, countries around the world are ready to welcome them, and all the benefits they bring, with open arms. The government, aware of the risk that this poses to government finances, has created the Temporary Repatriation Facility, intended to keep existing non-doms in the UK. But the programme is worryingly vague. Although it offers a reduced tax rate for offshore income brought into the UK, HMRC's increasingly aggressive enforcement practices have sparked fears that broad tax avoidance rules might still apply, undermining the scheme's intended purpose. For many current non-doms, the threat of even more taxation is the straw that broke the camel's back. Why endure such costly policies when countries like Italy, Switzerland, and the UAE offer far more attractive offerings? In the last year alone, the UK has lost nearly 12,000 high net worth individuals. That's the equivalent of 500,000, that's 500,000, average household incomes disappearing from the country. And it looks like this is only going to get worse. Over the next 5 years, almost every rich country in the world is set to gain millionaires, except for the UK. Models estimate that during this time period, over 500,000 millionaires will leave the country, taking with them billions of pounds of wealth. All of this raises the question: where are these millionaires actually going? Portugal, dubbed the Florida of Europe thanks to its sunny climate, low cost of living, and relaxed lifestyle, is attracting a growing number of affluent expats. While its Golden Residence Permit programme no longer includes real estate investments, the country's residency visa is still accessible for just €250,000. Portugal offers the perfect blend of financial benefits and lifestyle perks. The cost of living is far lower than in London, and the country's mild Mediterranean climate and beautiful coastline add to its allure. Lisbon and Porto are top cities for those seeking a cosmopolitan vibe, but the quieter Algarve region also draws wealthy retirees. But of all the Mediterranean countries, Italy may be becoming the most popular destination for high net worth individuals, in large part thanks to the country's tax policies. Italy's flat tax regime, which caps taxes for foreign residents at €200,000 a year, offers significant savings compared to the UK. Moreover, foreign assets transferred into trusts before moving to Italy remain untaxed, which is a big win for those looking to secure generational wealth. The country's renowned food, wine, art, and luxurious living make it a dream destination. Milan, the financial capital, is a hub for business and wealth, while cities like Bologna and Turin offer more affordable living with the same Italian charm. Add to that the incredible real estate opportunities, whether it's a historic villa in Tuscany or a sleek penthouse in Rome, and Italy becomes irresistible for the wealthy. Then there's Switzerland, just over the border. Switzerland has long been the gold standard for the ultra-wealthy. Its low tax rates, political stability, and robust banking system continue to make it a safe haven for those looking to protect their assets. Of course, it's not just financial security that makes Switzerland so attractive. Switzerland's competitive tax environment, with cantonal tax rates that allow foreign residents to negotiate lump sum taxation, appeals to entrepreneurs and investors. Cities like Zurich and Geneva offer a sophisticated urban environment, while the stunning alpine landscapes provide the perfect setting for relaxation. The country's impeccable healthcare system, world-class education, and high standard of living make it a top choice for those looking to enjoy a luxurious yet secure lifestyle. From the mountains of the Alps to the Pacific Ocean, Australia has long been a favourite for wealthy Brits seeking a change of scenery. Its strong economy, lack of inheritance tax, and high quality of living have made cities like Sydney and Melbourne top destinations. However, the recent scrapping of the Golden Visa programme in 2024 could shift some of that appeal. Despite this, Australia still offers a laid-back lifestyle, beautiful beaches, and vibrant cities that attract high net worth individuals. The country's business-friendly environment, excellent healthcare, and outdoor lifestyle continue to make it a desirable relocation option for those seeking new opportunities and a fresh start. While the US as a whole remains a major wealth magnet, Florida in particular is experiencing a surge in millionaires. The state's total lack of an income tax, warm climate, and luxurious living standards make it a prime destination for the wealthy. Miami in particular has become a hotspot for those seeking a mix of business and pleasure. The city's status as a global financial centre, coupled with its vibrant cultural scene, high-end shopping and luxurious real estate options, is hard to resist. Additionally, the EB-5 visa program, offering US green cards in exchange for an $800,000 investment, continues to attract foreign investors. However, we are yet to see whether Donald Trump's infamous tariffs will change the situation. Of all the places that UK high net worth individuals are headed, nowhere is more infamous than Dubai. The UAE has solidified its position as the world's top destination, drawing 6,700 new high net worth individuals in 2024 alone. Dubai and Abu Dhabi continue to be top choices thanks to their tax-free environments, world-class infrastructure, and standard of living. The UAE's Golden Visa program allows foreign nationals to live, work, and invest in the country, offering a long-term solution for those seeking financial freedom. Dubai's Palm Jumeirah, luxury shopping malls, and world-renowned dining options make it a playground for the rich, while the city's safety, political stability, and strong business climate attract entrepreneurs from around the world. For British millionaires, the UAE's zero-tax environment and growing wealth management ecosystem are compelling reasons to make the move, especially in light of recent policy changes in the UK. With its combination of financial incentives, luxury living, and political stability, the UAE remains the ultimate destination for the world's wealthy. So how can the UK turn this wealth exodus around? Grappling with deep-rooted challenges like high energy costs, public sector bloat, and a broken planning regime, the government knows it can scarcely afford a high net worth exodus. To her credit, Rachel Reeves has already shown some flexibility here, introducing a more generous phase-out of non-dom tax benefits. But if she wants to stem the tide of fleeing wealth creators and the tax revenue they generate, she needs to do much more. The planned changes to the non-dom tax regime, as laid out in the government's finance bill, represent an unprecedented threat to the UK's long-held reputation for financial stability and friendliness to wealth creation. This is not a routine policy shift. It is an existential challenge for UK-based high-net-worth individuals who operate international businesses. If enacted unamended, the new finance bill will compel non-doms with legitimate enterprises overseas to flee the UK. The fallout of these changes will not just hurt non-doms, but the broader UK economy, which depends on their investment, innovation, and employment contributions. Swift, decisive action is necessary. This issue demands urgent parliamentary attention. To mitigate the short-term damage, the Chancellor must urgently amend the Finance Act, preventing existing non-doms from facing an eye-watering 67% tax rate. She must also guarantee that funds repatriated under the Temporary Repatriation Facility will not be subject to additional taxation. These practical steps would demonstrate some much-needed economic pragmatism, slowing the ongoing millionaire exodus and shoring up the UK's global reputation. But we should aspire to do so much more than damage control. With our robust legal framework rooted in English common law, our world-renowned universities, and the financial powerhouse that is the City of London, Britain should be actively attracting new investment, not just clinging on to its existing wealth. If we want to entice more of the world's wealthy, we should learn from the success of Italy, where the introduction of a flat tax on foreign income enticed nearly 1,200 non-doms to move to the country in 2023 alone. Replicating this scheme in the UK would go a long way to winning back international wealth creators. Without urgent intervention, we risk becoming another cautionary tale, a 21st century Argentina. With the non-dom reforms soon to take effect, the government must urgently reverse course. If not, it risks undermining all of its hard work to get Britain growing again.